What if the biggest lie you've ever believed is that porn is harmless? What if the reason you feel stuck, unmotivated, disconnected from your mission isn't because you're lazy or broken, because your mind is still plugged into a false reality? You've probably heard the term red pill thrown around before, but today, I'm not talking about a political ideology or some manosphere movement. I'm talking about the real red pill, the one that changes how you see yourself, how you see others, and how you see the world. And it's been in my experience after working with thousands of men, quitting porn in and of itself is the ultimate red pill. Because once you take that first step, there's no going back to sleep. Guys, welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder and host here. And it has been our mission for the last 6 years to help men just like you, caught up in the depths of this addiction, take back control, reclaim their identity, rebuild their lives, and become porn-free men. And we do that by sharing episodes here every single week. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe for daily releases. Back when I was caught up in my addiction, I knew porn was messing with my mind. I'd read all the science, I'd seen all the studies. But it wasn't until I got 30, 60, maybe even 90 days free that I finally began to feel it. I saw the world differently. My brain lit up like never before. My entire reality began to shift. And I know I'm not the only one. So today I want to show you how quitting porn is more than just a behavior change. It's a spiritual, neurological, and identity awakening. Guys, let's dive in. Quitting porn changes how you see yourself. When you're caught up with this addiction, you are in the constant state of self-betrayal, leading you to self-shame, isolation. Every time you relapse, you reinforce the belief, I'm not the man that I say I am. I remember a client one time told me I hated looking in the mirror. I was crushing it in business, but I couldn't respect myself. Once I got 45 days clean, I started to walk differently, talk differently, lead differently. The science supports this. Chronic porn use reduces the gray matter volume and the prefrontal cortex, directly linked to decision-making, self-control, and your self-perception. By quitting, though, you begin to rebuild the neurochemical balance, which leads to confidence and clarity in your self-identity. When you see yourself as a man of integrity, you move through the world like a man of integrity. But porn just doesn't change how you see yourself. It changes how you see other people. Porn will literally rewire your brain to see other people, especially women, as objects. Multiple brain scan studies have shown that during porn consumption, the part of the brain that lights up is the same part that is activated when looking at tools or objects. So it's no wonder that when you look at people, if you've been consuming porn for years, possibly even decades, you see them as objects of your use. But what happens when you begin to detox? These changes in your brain begin to shift. We had a client one time say, after 2 months off porn, I stopped looking at women as targets and started to see them as souls. It changed the way I treated my mom, my sister, my girlfriend. It changed everything. Brother, this shift in your brain leads to more authentic relationships, deeper respect, and more connection. And it isn't just with women, it's with the men in your community as well. You finally feel connected to the brothers that you walk life with through. But porn just doesn't change how you see yourself, how you see other people. It changes how you see the world. Since the day that you started consuming, you've been living behind a digital wall. Porn creates a false perception and version of intimacy, pleasure, risk, and even reward. When that veil is removed and lifted, the world starts to begin to feel more alive. When I got free at 35 years old, I never felt alive until that moment. Peace, joy, clarity, purpose all began to come into my life. But more importantly, your confidence returns, your energy returns, and your mission in this life becomes clear. We had a client one time, 42 years old. Derek said, I didn't realize how much I was numbing myself until I stopped. Within 3 weeks, I started waking up with my purpose again. My business grew. My marriage finally started healing. Here's a truth that's rooted in biology. The dopamine system is normalized. Motivation centers re-engage and attention spans improve dramatically once porn is removed. The byproduct of this is the real world becomes more beautiful when you're no longer comparing it to a lie. But porn just doesn't change how you see yourself, changes how you see others, and changes how you see the world. Porn literally changes how you see your role in the world. Porn use keeps men small, passive, and isolated. When you quit, though, you no longer consume life, you begin to contribute to it. You start to ask the question, what can I give to the world versus what can I take? That shift from self-gratification to service is the real red pill that we're talking about here. That is the difference between being a boy and becoming a man, becoming the man that God has called you to be. Brother, if you've been walking through life with blurry vision, second guessing yourself at every turn, playing small, then maybe today is your wake-up call. You don't need another year of struggle. You don't need another relapse to prove anything. What you need is to begin to take back control, and it starts with a reset. It starts with reclaiming back your identity, reclaiming back your life, and rebuilding the man from the inside. And that's exactly why I created the 7-Day Porn Reset, a completely free challenge to help guide you through breaking the cycle, clear your mind, and start living with clarity and power again. If you go to the rebuiltman.com/7-day reset or click the link down there in the show notes below, you can get started today. But I know, brother, 7 days could be the spark that changes your life forever. And if this episode resonated with you, today is the day that you take the step towards reclaiming your power. Click the link down there below or visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset. Guys, my name is Coach Frank Rich. I'll see you on the inside, but more importantly, I'll see you on the other side of this red pill. Click the link, join us today, and take back control.